Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Arissa and this is Arissa Art, and I am finally back in my studio painting. I have gotten through the bulk of my my market season, which makes me make a lot of resin things, so I haven't been able to do so much painting lately and I miss it so much. I have just a few more little markets coming up, but I don't have to make too much for that. So I'm getting back to my painting, which makes me so excited. I'm gonna work on a 30 by 40 inch canvas today doing a Dutch pour. I sold one of that size at my last market, so it gives me room to replace, and so I'm super excited about that. I have mixed my colors. What I'm doing, I've never tried it, but I don't know, I'm sure it's been done, but I'm doing a Dutch pour where basically every other color is mixed with an Australian Floetrol rather than American Floetrol. And I just want to see what reactions I'm going to get with that. Yeah, and that's all. So I'm going to get you down on the canvas so we can start painting because I'm super excited to do it. So, okay, that's all. Okay, bye. All right, so I've got my canvas down here. I have prepped the sides with the Liquitex Blue Gray. It's not exactly the color I'm using for my base coat, but it's a component of the colors that I'm using for my base coat, so I think that'll work. My canvas is taped and sprayed and tight. So let me show you my colors really fast. I did just mix these, so I will deal with bubbles when I get there. This first mix is a mix to the Liquitex Blue Gray, the Amsterdam Grayish Blue, Fluorescent Pink by Liquitex, and then the primary elements by Color Art in the Tourmaline and Starlight Blue. It was just a little mad science work. My next color I'll lay down is mixed with Australian Floetrol, and this is just Amsterdam Titanium White. The base is mixed with American Floetrol. This one is mixed with American Floetrol. This is the Winsor & Newton Permanent Magenta mixed with a little bit of the Artist Loft Neon Purple. Then I have the Amsterdam Deep Gold, and to it I added the Color Art Purely Pigment in the Burnt Orange, and this one also is mixed with American Floetrol. Then I have the Liquitex Professionals in the Turquoise Deep. This is mixed with Australian Floetrol. And then another mixture of paints. This is the Little Piggy Aspen with the Pebeo Iridescent Green Blue and the Rust-Oleum Metallics in the Seashell. This is what that came up with, and this is mixed with American Floetrol. And my last color is the Artist Loft Neon Purple Straight. It is mixed with Australian Floetrol. So I'm going to just see what reactions I will get. I don't know if I have fuel in my, oh I do, in my torch, because I'm definitely going to have to pop all these bubbles. I have my big giant blow dryer here to spread my paint, and then I have my little mini travel blow dryer to actually do the spray of the colors, or the blowing of the colors. So I'm gonna put you on a fast forward while I get this whole canvas covered. I want to try to keep a very thin base on here because I'm gonna use I didn't show you, I have Prussian Blue also by Amsterdam. I'm going to use this to surround the color line before I blow it. So let's just get started blowing these, or moving these colors around. I hope I have enough. If I don't have enough, I will regroup, mix some more. And because it's a mixture, I'll have to just combine both the colors that I make. Ooh, I may actually not have enough. Oh my gosh, let me do some calculations. This is a 30 by 40. So I'm using, from what I know, it's Mina Villegas's way of calculating. It's the width times the length divided by 28. So I made actually that. Ooh, I don't have enough, y'all. So I need to make more. Oh my gosh, I just realized that. So I'm gonna actually scrape this back into this bucket. That's key because I'll make a secondary bucket and then I'll mix them both together. That way, everything is a uniform color. I didn't even think to calculate this before. I meant to and I completely forgot. And so I'm going to scrape this because I don't want this sitting on my canvas too long because you can stain your canvas in weird ways. So I'm just going to go through here, scooping up as much as I can, and I will end up sacrificing gloves to get the rest, and then I'll dry my canvas with paper towels just to make sure, like these hard lines here, they'll leave marks on your canvas that you'll be able to see at the end of your on your final result if you don't take it off, because they'll dry in place there. All right, so now that the bulk of this is up, let me put this way away so I don't spill. I'm just gonna take some paper towels. My people laugh at me in my house because I'm like, don't throw away paper towels. If you wash your hands well and you use your paper towel just to dry your hands, that's not a bad paper towel. I could use it in this room. As long as there's no food on it, I'm using the paper towel in this room. So I have all these paper towels sitting here that are just from the kitchen because people have washed their hands, or I've washed my hands, and I'm just like not wasting paper towels. We go through too many to start wasting. Like so. All right, so let's mix up some more paint. Why don't we? Let me grab another bucket. All right, so I'm just gonna use that one. I'm gonna get my same colors. Not so much the primary elements, because I kind of think I used them all. And I don't know if I have any more of the Liquitex enough to use. So we're gonna throw in a different color in there, because let's just change our base coat a little bit. Why don't we, right? I don't want to go darker. Sorry, just deciding. I think I'm going to throw some white in there. Yeah. So I'm going to go with that, but then I'm going to get my Permanent Violet by Amsterdam. So I'm going to get my Permanent Violet by Amsterdam. Throw that in there. And then my grayish blue by Amsterdam. And then I'm going to throw in some of the titanium white by Amsterdam. All right, I'm going to get I have my tub in my hand because I don't want to sit that on my canvas. So I'm just going to throw some of that in there just to lighten it up again. Like that. One more to grow on. All right, put that away. And then before I add any Floetrol, when I'm mixing colors, I give the colors themselves a mix just to see if I like that result. So I'm just gonna mix this and then I'll show you. And so I was going here for kind of a grayish purple. That is what I got. I think I'll add a little bit more of the Amsterdam grayish blue in there. And perhaps a touch of black. So I'm gonna grab my oxide black and just add the smallest squirt of the oxide black. Like that. Maybe more, because geez, stop squeezing out. So let's mix that up and see what we get. I can't mix with this. It's too small. I don't like it. I'm going to get a different stir here. This one's got resin on it, but it's going to be okay. So that's what you get here. So kind of a grayish purple. Add one more spot of black, I think. This is how I come up with my colors when I'm just like, I'm just mixing colors. This is what I'm doing. Because I do want that gray in there, having the black with the white and the other tones, especially one being grayish blue, you'll get more of that grayish purple look. So you see how that's changed it? So it's more gray purple. And so I'm gonna soften this with some American Floetrol, and then I will add my other color to this pot and combine them both. And those are all Amsterdam colors, so I know I have a lot of wiggle room when it comes to adding water load without breaking the bindings of the paint pigments. So I'm not going to add too much Floetrol because I'll just offset it with water to get to my consistency after I use the other bucket of paint and combine them. So I like that color. It's like the purple version of that color. So I'll find a ground between these when I combine them. All right, so now this is getting heavy. I'm gonna take my canvas off and then I will bring it back when I'm ready to paint. But let's combine these two together. Slowly first. Now I see that this blue is not going to be enough to take over this purple, and I want my canvas to be more blue than purple. So I'm going to grab a blue and add paint to it, add blue paint to it, just to make sure I'm going to actually get a blue. So I think I'm going to add some of the Prussian blue. Even though it is transparent, I'm hoping it will give my color a little bit more of a blue hue. Mix it slowly and on top first to kind of break up the paint chunk that I added in there. And if I want to, why don't we try it? I'm going to add some more of my purely pigments. Let me grab a blue here and just kind of inundate it with blue. Which one do I want to use? I'm going to use River Rock. Shaking it well. Add a good amount of River Rock to this, like 5 squirts. So this is what I love about fluid art, because sometimes you just have to change directions. You have to adapt. So that gave it a little more blue color, took away some of that purple. Yeah, I like that better. I think I have another one of the River Rocks, so I'm going to just kind of keep on squirting this blue rather than using my Prussian blue. I don't want to use all my Prussian blue. 5 more here. All right, so that's more of a blue hue rather than that purple. And so I should be okay to add this all in here. My big spatula here, scrape that out. Then use this to stir it. If I get chunks, I'll see them and I'll take them out before I do the pour. Ah, see, I like this color. It's still got blue as a primary color in it. That makes me happy. But I do have to thin it out because it's thicker now than I want it to be. Not by much. So I'm just going to get my water. My water is white because when I'm done with the bottle of American Floetrol, I put water in it, shake it around, and then strain it into something else so I can use all my Floetrol, basically. And that way it gets used and it doesn't go down my drain either. Because Floetrol, I'm putting it in everything. So it's not like I'm putting white in that water and it's going to disrupt my colors. So I just clean my bottles out and use Floetrol water. Still a little too thick. All right. Still some more water. That should be good. All right. Yep, I like it. That feels good. Let's get back and reset this whole nonsense. I'm gonna put my spatula and my stirrers away, put my paint away, and grab my canvas and get it back up on the table. Paint jug got bigger. Let me move it so I can get my piece back on its marks. There we go. It never happened. Now I'm going to flood my canvas fast forward while I get this done and covered, and we'll come back and do this. Oh, that's a pretty color. I like it a lot. All right. Okay, so many bubbles. So I'm definitely going to be torching this because there are so many bubbles. But that's okay. Just trying to clean my gloves off a little bit here before I touch my torch. Where'd you at? All right, let's get this debubbled. Now I can see the things that were not bubbles, but they are bits. So let's get those out. Something here. There was something here. And then there was something here also. I think that was good. I'm gonna torch one more time and then we'll start laying colors. But let me check my camera, make sure you guys are in full frame. I think you are, but I don't want you to miss anything. Yeah, you're good. Okay, so get my torch away. I am gonna lay a trench of this paint where I'm gonna do my blow. The last one I sold went like that, and I really enjoy that pattern. So I'm gonna do the same here. Okay, you guys, I know, it looks crazy. It got too busy for me. There's too many cell activators. And my eye was hurting. I didn't like it. So, all I'm going to do, I'm going to create a base coat out of these colors. I'm not getting rid of any of this paint. Because, again, bubbles, we can manage bubbles, right? So, I'm going to do here is create a base coat. And then blow this out again. I am going to scrape the edges where the paint color is a little bit, just so I can make sure I don't have edges that are not the right color. Oh, getting my hand down there. All right, so I'm going to do that. That thicker paint wiped off my spatula. And then I'm just going to, kind of like when they do ice cream, and they just kind of mix in place. I'm going to mix in place this, blow it out, and I'm going to do fewer cell activator colors, I think. There's just too much lacing for me. I need some stillness. So let us tilt this out. Let me get this stirred in just a bit more here. And so now this is interesting because now my base coat has cell activator in it. Let's find out, y'all. Okay, so I'm going to torch this on the fly, decide what colors I'm using because I don't know now. Because I don't want too many of the Australian floetrol colors in there. I need something. There was no paint right there. That was irking me. Okay, so what are we gonna do? Blow that bubble away. I think I want to use the Prussian blue also within the pour. I'm gonna use my white. I think I'm gonna also pull the pour higher, so not so far down on the canvas, so I get less negative space here. That's all my white. I'm gonna go with my Prussian blue, or maybe I will keep my cell activators together and then layer the others on top to see if I get fewer cells. I'll do Prussian blue first. And more paint. that is not Australian Floetrol. Was that a big chunk in there? What was that? Ugh. Get out of there. I got my gold. My green. Just a touch of this Australian Floetrol purple. Yeah. Do I want a branch? Kind of. Let's see if I can make one, a small branch. There we go. Let's see what this produces. Why don't we? My brand new apron already has paint all over it. I just put it on for the first time today. But that's okay. That's what they're here for, right? Oh, let's torch. And let's go for it. I love this one so much more with all the deepness of the Prussian blue. Look at that. Whatever that is, that's pretty. I like that. Uh, this one I love so much more. It is not as bright and in your face because that green is not as present. The gold is more intermingled. I love the composition a lot more. I'm glad I added this little branch. This little white has got to go. Oh yeah, I love this one so much more. I love this one so much more. How much paint do I have there? I do have enough paint to blow that up just a bit. That's all I can do because there's not a lot of paint there. So it's going to keep on stopping. So I'm just going to drag that across. This one I love. This is so rich and saturated, and it's weird because it's all the same colors, but laying them differently, you just get such a, oh, I love the richness of that Prussian blue with that magenta and then the orangey gold in there. Anyway, yeah, this one I'm truly happy with. This is getting so much bigger. I really love that little bullseye looking thing there. Anyway, I'm gonna get you down. I'm going to just wipe my edges. I'm not gonna fiddle with this one because I love it. So I will show you these results. Oh, I love it. Even from here, this is pretty. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, so this has been probably about 40 minutes or so because I scraped my table and cleaned my cups out and everything, and it hasn't moved, and it's beautiful. Now, of course, you got 1, 2, 3 lights in there so you can't see. So I'm going to turn off all my lights. I have a lot of lights in this room, and then I will bring you down for a close-up in the dark. I will be right back. Okay, so here she is in the dark, and again, love the richness of the colors. The magenta color and that Prussian blue are just winning this piece for me so much. I love it so much. But let's get you in for a close-up. So you have cells, you have some lacing, but the colors blended so beautifully. I absolutely adore it. I love how that green looks. That, oh, it's so pretty. It's the aspen with the iridescent green blue and the metallic seashell. So, so, so pretty. This one little spot, I think it stopped growing, but I like it. And it almost kind of looks like it's outer space in those deep blue areas and the way it's mixing with the rest of the colors. And I like that too. But I've spent some time doing fuzz hunting. I really get a good kick out of hunting for fuzz in pieces and picking them out. So I've spent some time doing that, but oh, look at the metallic and the iridescence in there. Oh, it's so pretty. But I'm excited to see how this one dries because again, this base coat is just a mix of so many colors. And I don't know, so it looks great here. It looks a little more blue in person, but I absolutely love this piece. Let me turn on my light so you can get that one little flash of color I like to do every once in a while. And then I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye.